Alrighty, everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to The King's Speech. So I just finished recording my One Piece reaction review, and I need something to wash out the horrible aftertaste that chapter left in my mouth. So we're going to dive into what I know is going to be a refreshing palate cleanser with Haikyuu chapter 384. I cannot wait to see what happens in this chapter. So let's dive straight into it. So we have Haikyuu chapter 384, translation by Adrian Beck, lettering by Erika Tariquez. And we begin with Hoshiumi doing his third serve as he jumps up with a badoom and he spends it flying in. As we have chapter 384, The Greatest Decoy Part 2. And on, I apologize because I'm going to be switching back and forth to try to remember the names of everyone else on the other team. So you have Inaki as the ball comes in, diving to dig it and send it flying back up. And you see Bakudo and Hinata coming in from the background to do what I assume is a synchro attack. As you have who I assume is Sakusa setting the ball for them. And you see Bakudo jumping up, ready to spike it, as he sends the ball slamming down. Excuse me. And you see it going right over right through the defender's blocks. As the announcer goes, wicked spike, but Heiwajima zips under it. And you see him just barely managing to dig it. As it goes to Kageyama, who sets the ball up in a beautifully high, long arc, as he calls out, Nicholas! And you see Romero, that beautiful-ass man, that handsome, sexy-ass Romero, who has no right looking that good, is so insulting, as he starts running up to it, and you have the announcer going, last hit goes to who else? Romero on the left! And you see, as he's running up to the net, you see Sakusa, who else? And two others whose names I cannot remember for the life of me. Let me look quickly. So you have Sakusa, Atsumu, and Adrian Thomas running up to do a triple block to try and block Romero. And you see Hinata running up behind them as he's watching. And as he stands there, as Hinata's walking backwards, he suddenly stops, starts backpedaling. And you have Tsukishima going, I have to be wary he doesn't tool the block. But Romero is more than capable of just going over the top. And you see as he jumps up and you see him going for a dink as he just taps the ball lightly over the defender's blocks. You see them all just reaching over the net trying to stop it. And you see Atsumu just getting pissed off. He's pulled a maneuver like that. You see Tsukishima is so pissed because he hates that move. And you see off to the side, Nada just lunging in, just beautifully bumping the ball. And you see everyone just staring in complete shock as Heitor is just grinning like I am, going, there it is. He's a ninja. And you see it being served back by Thomas as he spikes it back over the Adlers. And you have a quick set, Adrian Thomas. And you have nice shot. As you see the scoreboard is now 5-7. So you see Romero made a really nice tip, taking the blockers completely by surprise. But Hinata was there with the follow-up for the Black Jackals. And you see Kageyama just kind of staring at Hinata as he goes, did he just? And you see Daiichi just off to the side be like, because he's noticed something. And you see, and now the big rookie Kiyomi Sakusa comes up to serve. This will be a treat as his serving is quite impressive. And see him just batting the ball back and forth as Sakusa serves. And you see, it looks like every pro player is just a master of the jump serve. So he tosses the ball up and he goes to the thwomp as you see just all the force behind it. Just a beautiful arc. Is just so vicious. Straight, beautiful curve. manages to go and Hoshiumi tries to dig it, and it just bounces off of him with that spin. It looks like that's what Furati-san was going with, as you see him just vibrating as Sakusa had served the ball. And you have Hoshiumi going, damn it, just as disgusting a serve as always. And you see a service ace for Sakusa, and he's just like, yeah. You see everyone going, nice shot. And you see Bakudo and Hinata just cheering. It was like, yeah, it's a good serve. Yeah, nice one. And Sakusa just turns around and gives a hit to Atsumu, who's getting pissed off. And you see Sakusa, second serve, as he goes up for another one. And you see another mean serve from Sakusa. This one right in between Haikyuu and Romero. Ooh, what a nasty spot. And you see that Romero just barely manages to dig and send it flying off to the side. And you see Kageyama bumping it as he goes, Hoshiumi. Oh no, sorry, it's Ushijima, not Kageyama. Ushijima bumps it off to Hoshiumi, and Hoshiumi who runs off after it. And the announcer goes, Ushijima passes it to Hoshiumi for the last hit. You see Hoshiumi as he's watching what's happening with the defender's layout. As you see Atsumu, Thomas, and Bakudo setting up for a triple block in the net. And you see off to the side, Inukami's off to the side as the line blocker to cut off the line shot if Hoshiumi tries it. So you see him noticing as he goes the line, guarding, and so you have three blockers here. You have Inukami off to the side here as libero, and you have Sakusa way at the back as a guard. And you see Hoshiumi processing all this as he goes, waiting for a block out. And he sees Hinata off to the side, on the other side of the blockers, as he goes, watching for dinks. And so he envisions where he's going to shoot the ball. So yeah, I'm trying to showcase this as best as I can how it's going to happen. But Hoshiumi is basically aiming for the far outside corner of the court, because everyone's kind of bunched over on this side, and that one corner is the only place that's open. So he sends it with a spike right over the defenders' heads towards the spot. Oh. Oh boy. Yes. And you have my boy Hinata just there as soon as the ball lands, overhead dig, and he gets the ball and he bumps it off in a nice, beautiful, clean arc. And Hoshiumi just watching in surprise as Atsuma gets the receive, sets it up beautifully for Bakuda to go nail another spike in between the double block on the other side. With the hiss, he's like, yeah, as they score. And you see, nice shot, Bakudo! You have the Adlers are starting to build up ahead of steam, but the Black Jackals put a quick end to that with 3 back-to-back points. And you see Sakusa going for his third serve, and you see his signature move as his wrist just bends totally to the side as he served. You see the ball just splat right into the tape of the net. You have, ooh, this time Sakusa's serve goes right into the tape. You have off to the side. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be relieved at that or disappointed. You have Yaichi saying that as my boy Yamaguchi's like, I know, right? The Adlers scored their 8th point, so we'll now take our first technical timeout. You see, go, Adlers! And you see Romero coming up to Ushijima and Kageyama as he goes, hey, I thought that guy looked familiar. Is it me? Or is that Ninja Shoyo? Oh, yes. Oh my God, come on. Oh boy. Oh, I'm just so excited. And you see Hinata just getting all excited. It's like, Omi-san, great serve. Sakusa's like, stay away from me. And you see Hoshiumi, Ushijima, and Kageyama all just looking at him in surprise. As Romero goes, what? You haven't heard of Ninja Shoyo? How do you not know when you're Japanese? My son is saying he wants to play beach volleyball now, all because he watched him on TV. And you see all of them thinking, I understand Japanese, ninja, beach, and shoyo. And you see Kageyama going, by ninja, do you mean that last dig of his? And Romero goes, Tobio, you noticed it too? And you see Asahi and Daiichi off to the side, commenting on it, as Asahi goes, man, Hinata's gotten so much better at defense. And Daiichi's like, that isn't the half of it. And he's like, what? And he goes, if I haven't gone completely blind, both Romero's dink and Hoshiumi's endline shot were left open on purpose. He baited both of them into those hits. Oh, boy. Oh, defenders make a lot of decisions in a play, right? Do they guard against a certain shot? Do they slide back to cover for a blockout? Do they step forward to watch for the dink, and so on and so on? Hinata's sending a lot of obvious signals to the hitter that he's going to defend in a certain way, but they're feints. He lures them into hitting the ball exactly where he wants them to. And you see Romero just putting an arm around Hoshiumi. He's like, haha, the ninja sure got us good, didn't he, Korai? And you see Hoshiumi just getting mad. As Daiichi goes, he's finally done it. He's acting as a decoy for himself. And you see just this absolutely awesome panel of Hinata just slightly out of focus, hiding behind Atsuma off to the side. And just, oh. Oh, my God, yes. Just... So I've been commenting like repeatedly on these past few reactions and reviews that I love how Furodate-san's kind of slowly easing us into this final match. And it's such a good decision because it really hammers home the impact of everything that's led up to this moment. You know, led up to, you know, all these characters facing off against each other in one last hurrah for the series. And I think Furodate-san realizes that, you know, that this is not something you should rush, and this is something you should kind of luxuriate in and process slowly and enjoy it, you know, as it's meant to be enjoyed. And so showing these slow plays and slowly building up the different team dynamics and, you know, the different methods of play and everything else is just so beautifully done, because then when he starts slowly ramping it up, it doesn't feel like it's too rushed, you know, or it doesn't feel like it's too slow. And I think for a lot of authors, trying to handle the pacing in a way like that feels balanced is so difficult to do. But Furodate-san so far has been nailing it, and I absolutely love how we're seeing so many different elements of Hinata's play coming back into effect, you know, in his first game back on the court. Because this kind of speaks back to, you know, what's going on in the anime right now, where he's going through the ball boy arc, and he's realizing, you know, that he's been always too focused on watching the volleyball and where it's going, what its movements are, that he missed so much of what was happening everywhere else on the court. And then in beach volleyball, you know, where you're on a similar kind of court, but with only two players, where you have to be more observant, more watchful. You know, you have to be, what's the word I'm looking for? You have to be, damn it, my brain is dying on me. But you basically have to be kind of like a jack of all trades, where you have to be flexible. You have to be able to, you know, shift positions and plans and tactics based on, you know, all these different impulses and inputs you're getting. And the fact that Hinata's using all of that, and he's got to the point right now where he can, you know, he's starting to predict what players will do and how he can kind of guide their shots without them even noticing it, is just so beautifully done. And the fact that he's got a reputation in Brazil and people want to play volleyball because of him. Oh, one of the best aces in the world is looking at Hinata and going, I know who that is. He's famous. My kid wants to be like him one day. It's just, my God. Hinata going from, I want to be the little giant to gain recognition, to prove that I am worth something on this court. That my height and my size are not setbacks to, being able to play volleyball. To coming to this court now where he's fine playing the decoy, where he's fine playing the lure. And he's finally gotten that level of fame that he's kind of desired. I don't think he's even aware of the fact he's so famous. It's just so good. I cannot wait to talk about this on this coming weekend on Sunday. Haikyuu Pod's going to do another episode. We're going to be talking about this in depth. I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun. I'm sure everyone's excited to talk about it as I am. Should be a lot of good analysis and things going on. So if you haven't already, please do tune in and follow the Haikyuu Pod on Twitter. It's at The View from the Top is our official name. We're at the Haikyuu Pod. Please follow us. It's a bunch of great people talking about the series that we all love, and it's always a lot of fun. So look forward to that this weekend. I cannot wait. Furada-san's taking a break next week, but he deserves it, so I hope he's coming back well rested. And until next time, this is Ash. Talk to you all later.